Just moments.
ABC News World Headquarters in New York. This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We're going to begin tonight with the United States and Iraq, with Iraq and the United Nations, the latest breaking story of today. Late today, the Iraqis delivered a letter to the United Nations Secretary General, which says the Iraqis will allow United Nations weapons inspectors back inside Iraq without any conditions attached. This is clearly a letter written under pressure from President Bush. ABC's Martha Raddatz has been monitoring this from the State Department. What more do we know, Martha?
Well, Peter, Kofi Annan came out just a short time ago to talk about this letter. Here's what he had to say.
I can confirm to you that I have received a letter from the Iraqi authorities conveying his decision to allow the return of the inspectors without conditions.
Now, if Iraq does let inspectors back into Iraq, this is a masterful stalling technique, one the United States actually expected, Peter.
I say it was not a huge surprise to everybody, but what does this do to the Bush campaign against Saddam Hussein? And if Washington anticipated this, what would they might do now?
I spoke to a senior administration official a short time ago. He said that the United States will still press for a resolution in the UN. Whether that will happen is unclear. The Security Council will probably meet again tomorrow to decide on that, but it could stall the war plans. It will take a long time to get inspectors in there, and if there aren't conditions attached, it would take even longer for them to finish their work.
Many thanks, Martha. Tomorrow will be an interesting day at the UN, where they've already been working on a new resolution for Iraq. Now we move on to the government's campaign against terrorism. The government took another man to court today who the government accuses of providing material support to terrorists. That makes 6 men from Lackawanna, New York, who the government will try to prove represented a threat to the United States. ABC's Brian Ross has been on that story today. Brian?
Peter, the FBI had the men from Lackawanna under surveillance with their phones and computers tapped for months. The 6th man in the alleged terrorist cell was in court in Buffalo this afternoon. He had been arrested Friday in the Persian Gulf and flown back over the weekend. The charges against Mukhtar Ali al-Bakri and 5 other Lackawanna men, all American citizens of Yemeni descent, are based on their alleged presence at a bin Laden training camp in Afghanistan. In legal terms, providing support to a foreign terrorist organization.
The fact that we have the evidence that strongly supports the fact they were in a terrorist training camp is concern.
According to the FBI, the Lackawanna group spent weeks at a camp near Kandahar last spring. The FBI says at least 2 of the men admitted being in the camps, taking firearms training, listening to Osama bin Laden, and others speak of the justification for using suicide as a weapon. Authorities say such arrests disrupt al-Qaeda.
The more of these people that are rolled up and put in jail and interrogated, the more difficult it is to recruit, the more difficult it is to retain people, the more difficult it is to raise money, the more difficult it is to transfer money.
The FBI action in Lackawanna came at the same time as agents in the area were investigating reports of a possible dirty bomb being moved across the border from Canada. And officials tell ABC News they have picked up references to al-Qaeda members waiting for the delivery of what was termed a watermelon, Peter, believed to be code for something other than a piece of fruit.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Ross. In Lackawanna, New York, which used to be a thriving city before the steel industry collapsed, the Yemeni American community finds it inconceivable that the men arrested there were part of a so-called terrorist cell. ABC's Ron Claiborne has been up in Lackawanna for a day or so. Ron?
Peter, in Lackawanna's tightly knit Yemeni American community, the friends and relatives of the 6 suspects said they cannot and do not believe that any of them would have anything to do with al-Qaeda.
The steel mills are now gone, and there are few jobs in Lackawanna. All but one of the suspects were in financial trouble, but friends and relatives insist they were not angry or bitter. Shafal Mossad was a family man and a football fan. His father worked for years at the local Ford plant. Yahya Goba loved good food and working on his home. Yasin Tyre was voted the friendliest member of the Lackawanna high school class of 1996. Sahim Alwan taught academic and vocational training to local youth. Faisal Galab was a devoted father. Mukhtar al-Bakri was an avid soccer fanatic.
We know these youngsters. I know 3 of them personally, and they are as good youth as you could find in any corner in America.
In 2001, the men, all in their 20s, all friends, traveled to Pakistan. Their relatives say to study Islam at religious schools, something many young people here do.
It's not unusual. They were not the first to take trips, and I'm sure they're not going to be the last to take trips.
But prosecutors say one of them, Sahim Alwan, confessed last week that they were going to join an Al-Qaeda training camp in Afghanistan. Many here say the charges are lies.
This community is a very good community. We're not involved in that conspiracy stuff. We're not linked to any terrorist organizations. We're a fairly moderate community.
Peter, many people here say it makes no sense to them that 6 young Americans would suddenly turn against their own country.
Thank you, Ron. Ron Claiborne in Lackawanna. The FBI told us today they're aggressively searching for al-Qaeda cells within the U.S., such as that one in Florida, which the men involved did the September attacks. ABC News has learned now that the FBI has launched an investigation into possible al-Qaeda cells in a number of major cities, including New York, Boston, Houston, Detroit, Seattle, and Miami. Here's ABC's Pierre Thomas.
Several dozen American citizens are under surveillance. The government says they were trained in al-Qaeda camps in Afghanistan in the late 1990s. Some were identified through documents seized in Afghan camps and others from intelligence developed overseas. Hundreds more citizens and immigrants who the government says are al-Qaeda sympathizers have been targeted for investigation. Most are being followed everywhere they go, 24 hours a day. A smaller number are the subject of electronic eavesdropping, ranging from phone taps to bugs in their walls and cars.
The FBI and the CIA in particular have known for some time that Americans went abroad. They trained with al-Qaeda, they fought in Afghanistan.
The government says it wants to identify potential al-Qaeda members before they act.
American citizens who see fit to aid and abet America's enemies will face the full force of America's justice.
Arab American leaders say it's a witch hunt.
Is being an illegal immigrant or being here with a technical violation of visa, is that the threshold? Is being a devout Muslim the threshold?
Some constitutional scholars fear the government's aggressive tactics are guilt by association. The men arrested in Buffalo have not been charged with developing any plot, only training in Afghanistan.
If they went there out of some misguided religious idealism, went over there, spent 3 weeks in a training camp, came back and did nothing further, had no intention to engage in any kind of terrorism at all, should they spend the next 15 years of their lives in prison?
The government's answer is yes, but the courts may ultimately decide. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
This is an interest to all Americans, and you can join a discussion about government surveillance and civil liberties at our website, abcnews.com. In Pakistan today, Pakistani government handed over Ramzi bin al-Shibh to the United States. He is the man who says he helped plan the September attacks, and U.S. officials hope he'll tell them a great deal more. They also suspect him of being involved in the attack on the USS Cole 2 years ago and the 1998 embassy bombings in Africa. ABC's David Wright reports from Karachi tonight.
Pakistani authorities say bin al-Shibh was officially handed over to U.S. authorities late this afternoon, at which point he was taken to a U.S. airbase here in Pakistan, and from there to points unknown. ABC News has learned that bin al-Shibh's interview with Al Jazeera TV, in which he boasted of his role as the coordinator of the September attacks, may have led authorities to his doorstep here in Karachi and to the raids last week that culminated in a 3-hour shootout. Reporter Yosri Fuda says bin al-Shibh was so confident he would not be caught that he allowed him to name the city where the interview took place.
To be arrested in Karachi also surprises me, because they told me that I can mention Karachi.
It's clear that Karachi has become a major center of activity for al-Qaeda and its sympathizers, and many who live in this port city of 14 million say they're not surprised by that.
There was a general expectation in Karachi that if there is a movement of terrorists across Pakistan from one place to another, Karachi will be one of the focal points.
In part, that's because there's a particularly strong anti-U.S. sentiment here. This is where Daniel Pearl was kidnapped. where 11 French engineers were killed in a suicide bomb, and where a car bomb at the U.S. consulate killed 12 people in June. And yet Pakistani authorities now insist they have broken the back of al-Qaeda.
It's now people trying to flee, trying to get away, trying to hide. And with the intelligence agencies after them, I don't think they are having very much success.
Just look, they say, at what became of Ramzi bin al-Shibh. David Wright, ABC News, Karachi.
When we come back, some of the other news today, the former chief executive officer who says that perception matters and he is cutting back on his lavish retirement perks. The Americans overwhelmed with so many directions from their doctors. The confusion is a serious problem. We'll take a closer look. And the electronic parent in the passenger seat, minding the teenage drivers.
Last year, very nearly 4,000 teenagers died on the highway, just a horrendous number.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, brought to you by Nexium.
I am one of the many people.
We used to think they're frequent, persistent heartburn.
It's just plain old heartburn.
But if you've treated your heartburn, changed your diet, and the pain still comes back 2 or more days a week, it could be from acid reflux disease.
And over time, that acid churning up can wear away the lining of your esophagus. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Today, there's a purple pill called Nexium from the makers of Prilosec. For many people, 1 prescription Nexium a day means complete
24-hour.
Day and night heartburn relief.
And Nexium is also proven to heal erosions in the esophagus caused by acid reflux. Only a doctor can tell if you have this damage. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium and Prilosec are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Talk to your doctor and call this number for more information and a free trial offer for Nexium.
Relieve the heartburn. Heal the damage. It's possible with today's purple pill called Nexium.
Whiskas knows how to get your cat's attention. New Whiskas Tender Bites, tiny morsels lightly coated in gravy. They're the smaller bites with a big taste. New Tender Bites from Whiskas.
Nature made it. Minwax makes it beautiful with rich wood stains and long-lasting protective finishes. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
Presenting the new Gateway desktops. Starting at just $5.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. So stylish, even the price is good looking.
This is a shrimp boat, and this is a boatload of shrimp. 30 mix and match shrimp for just $9.99 now at Red Lobster. Boatload. Got it.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, Christopher Reeve's son reveals for the first time never-before-seen miracles of his father's progress on Good Morning America.
General Electric said today the Securities and Exchange Commission has started an informal investigation into the company's compensation agreement with former chairman and chief executive Jack Welch. And Mr. Welch has revealed he is giving up some of his post-retirement benefits. As ABC's Dan Harris reports tonight, Mr. Welch appears to be embarrassed by publication of the bottom line.
Jack Welch, who increased General Electric's stock price by 2,800% and became one of the country's most admired executives in the process, admits in today's Wall Street Journal that he has a hell of a problem. He insists his post-retirement perks are entirely proper, but he says he's giving them up because in this time of corporate scandal, quote, I've learned the hard way that perception matters more than ever. Welch's problems started 2 weeks ago when his wife filed divorce papers saying GE was still giving Welch free use of corporate jets, courtside seats at the U.S. Open, and satellite TV in his 4 homes. One of those homes is a corporate apartment here in this Manhattan high-rise where, according to court papers, GE has been picking up the tab for food, wine, and even toiletries. These revelations, many of which Welch calls grossly misrepresented, have raised eyebrows.
Wow, that's really crazy. You know, it's unusual. It seems excessive, not so much in money, but just in terms of all the things that he was being given as perks.
Welch defended himself Friday on PBS, explaining that back in 1996, GE's board offered him tens of millions of dollars to stay with the company.
And instead, I said, I didn't need that. What I wanted was to continue to use the plane, have use of GE's plane, and have use of GE's apartment.
And you're saying that those benefits actually cost GE less than what the board was offering you?
A fraction, Jeff. Not a little bit. A fraction.
Jack Welch is getting caught in a changing political climate, where things one could get away with before, one can't get away with now.
Welch and GE say the perks were disclosed to shareholders. But if the SEC finds otherwise, the damage to Welch's once sterling reputation may only get worse. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
When we come back this evening, try to take care of yourself when you cannot read the label. And the recording device that parents hope will make their teenagers better, safer drivers.
To register for a daily email from Peter Jennings, go to the World News Tonight page at abcnews.com.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you something.
What's that?
How do you keep your toilet so clean?
Oh, stop.
No, seriously, let's have it.
I touch it up with Scrubbing Bubbles toilet wipes.
Oh, I heard about those.
Oh, they clean like a dream. And get this, they're flushable.
Get out.
Yeah, the wipes break up in water. They're even septic tank safe. Now, if I could just get my wife to use them.
Yeah, right.
Oh, toast it, Chief.
Scrubbing Bubbles toilet wipes. Flushable makes it easy. SC Johnson, a family company.
I like to shop every day. 8 a.m. sharp, Sal's Fruit Market. Oh, he's got the best tomatoes in town. When I started chemo, my doctor said that I might become anemic, maybe feel weak. I never expected to be too tired to make it to Sal's. The day that he had to deliver my order was one of the saddest days of my life. Thank you, Sal. I asked my doctor about Procrit.
Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. If you're on chemotherapy and too tired to do the things you used to do, talk to your doctor about Procrit to regain red blood cells. And more red blood cells can mean more strength.
Welcome back, Mrs. Mantini.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
Buying fresh takes a little more energy, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
These people want to prove something to you. That nobody knows your vehicle like the people at Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury dealerships. They'll prove it with convenient Saturday service hours and low prices. Right now, they'll change your oil, rotate your tires, and more for $34.95 or less. These people want your business. Let them prove it with Quality Care Auto Service at Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury dealerships.
Why does my doctor recommend Citracel? Because it's different. The fiber in Metamucil can cause excess gas, but the fiber in Citracel won't. And people prefer its taste 2-to-1 over Metamucil. Citracel, available in caplets and powder.
Tomorrow, when the justice system makes a mistake and sends innocent people to jail, should you have to pay for it? What it could cost you on World News Tonight.
We're going to take a closer look tonight at something that is baffling millions of Americans: how to make their way through the thicket of instructions, the directions, and the guidelines given to them by their doctors. Now, about 40 million Americans are functionally illiterate, which means they read at or below the 5th grade level. They have an impossible time. But even literate Americans can be overwhelmed. Here's ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman.
The names are not easy.
This is my clonidine.
Betty Walker juggles 13 different medications every day.
And this is a prednisone.
For lupus and chronic arthritis.
These are enormous words, really. You know, for even somebody that can read.
But until recently, Walker couldn't read or write, a secret she worked hard to keep from her doctors, even if it compromised her health.
I can't tell you the times I left doctor's office because I was faced with forms and would make up an excuse like I had another appointment or something of that nature.
It's estimated that 1 in 3 Americans struggles with what is called low health literacy. Many can't read, but many others are simply overwhelmed by the directions they're given from doctors and pharmacists. It used to be when you got sick, you went to the hospital and stayed till you got better. But with new drugs, new technologies, and a never-ending push to cut costs, patients are often sent home before they understand just what they have to do to take care of themselves. The consequences are both costly and critical.
They often are taking the medicine inaccurately, and often we end up having to hospitalize them because they get sicker.
Which is exactly what happened to Harry, who has diabetes.
Give me your left arm, please.
After repeated trips to the emergency room with high blood sugar, it became clear he didn't know how to manage his diet. What are you going to do here?
I'm going to put the blood on the strip.
Now Harry is learning to monitor his own vital signs. He is part of a Florida study looking for ways to combat low health literacy.
You have to be educated. You have to be told what to do. You don't know by yourself.
Betty Walker is now learning to read because she realized that a better understanding of her illness is a prescription for good health. Jeffrey Kaufman, ABC News, Miami.
When we come back this evening, the technology that parents hope will make their teenagers safer, even better drivers.
Here's medical news from Centrum. Now you may be able to do more to help lower your risk of chronic diseases. Start taking Centrum today. A recent report in the Journal of the American Medical Association now recommends that all adults take 1 multivitamin daily and has recognized the link between vitamins and the reduced risk of chronic diseases. Doing more today can help affect your health in the future. Start taking Centrum, the brand doctors recommend most. Centrum and Centrum Silver, always complete from A to Zinc.
I'd like someone to explain why carrying a 5-pound baby means I'm now 30 pounds heavier. Putting on socks has become an aerobic activity for me. Well, there's only one thing to do. Wear dark colors. Instead of a bus, I can look like a minivan. But when you wash them, they can end up with clumps of powder on them.
Finally, there's a powder detergent that won't leave all that residue. New Quick Dissolving Tide leaves all your clothes looking great.
I can't wait to see my feet again.
New Quick Dissolving Tide.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now.
I have got to go now.
If you've always got to go, ask your doctor about Detrol LA. It's been proven effective for overactive bladder.
Need a break? Not right now.
You shouldn't take it if you have stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems. The most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, abdominal pain, and headache.
And I don't have to go right now.
Detrol LA. When you've always got to go.
Imagine if you could always have this much personal space. Avalon, the most luxurious sedan we've ever created.
'Cause I can't stop loving you. No, I can't stop loving you.
So who's this Lisa who called?
Just a girl.
I saw them holding hands.
So you like her?
She's okay.
She smokes cigarettes.
She smokes?
She tried it once with her friends.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's a bad idea. We talked about that, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Anyway.
Hey, Lisa, you guys want a cigarette?
She doesn't do that anymore. She's cool.
Then how come she likes you?
Mom, he's gonna talk to your kids about not smoking. They'll listen.
Tonight on Drew, what if the love of your life wanted to marry someone else?
Hey, yow.
What if you'd never see her again?
Where are you going to be living?
Guam?
Guam? Now what's Drew gonna do? After all, he can't lock her in his basement.
Guess again.
A new Drew Carey, followed by Who's Line, tonight on ABC.
The greatest outdoor show ever is back. The New American Sportsman, hosted by Rick Schroeder, Mondays on ESPN2.
A brief review of the main story today, which is quite a late-breaking one. The Iraqis have delivered a letter to the United Nations Secretary General responding in essence to President Bush's demands. The UN Secretary General Kofi Annan says the letter offers to allow the return of UN weapons inspectors to Iraq without any conditions. Finally this evening, keeping an electronic eye on teenage drivers by using a black box. Yes, the same kind of box they use on airplanes to keep an electronic record of all the airplane does. It is about to become available to parents who want to know what's going on when a son or a daughter is behind the wheel. Here's ABC's Judy Muller.
Every time 17-year-old Ryan Evans gets in his car, he must insert a special key that activates a black box which records every second of his driving.
At first I thought I really didn't need it. It just feels like my mom would be like right next to me telling me like what I'm doing wrong.
Teens may hate it, but parents like the idea of going along for the ride, even if it is by proxy.
The minute they rounded the corner, you had no idea how they were using the car or misusing the car.
The black box, called SafeForce, monitors 5 areas of concern.
Whether the teen is wearing their seatbelt, whether they're speeding, the engine RPM of the vehicle, whether they're hard cornering, hard braking.
The device emits a series of increasingly loud alarms when the young driver makes an error.
So if you turn too fast, clearly we were tippy.
Back home, his parents can download the information.
Hard cornering, hard braking, pedal to the metal acceleration.
Ryan says his driving has improved because of the black box, but his friends still aren't impressed.
My friends totally don't want any of it. Like they always say, like, don't tell my parents.
But parents have good reason to worry. The combination of inexperience and teenage confidence is lethal.
I know my daughter will not be coming home.
Indiana teenager Carrie Farr died when the car she was riding in hit a tree at high speed this summer. Her father, a paramedic, was already familiar with the black box installed in many ambulances. He regrets the device is not standard equipment for teenage drivers.
I don't wish any parent to have to experience what my wife and I are going through and my friends.
The black box will become available nationwide in November. Judy Muller, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And that is our report on World News Tonight. Given what's happening on the domestic and the international front, this is going to be a busy week. I hope you'll join us again tomorrow. I'm Peter Jennings. Have a good evening. Good night.
They say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford comes with no payments till 2003. Every car, truck, and SUV with nothing to pay till next year. Plus, choose interest-free financing or cash back up to $3,500. Hurry, this offer absolutely ends September 30th. So get yourself free. Visit your Northwest Ford stores today.
Everything's got to work like it's a symphony, right? So the piston goes down, then it's going to come back up. That's the job of the piston. You got your valves, you're like little doors, you know. Sometimes you get deposits on your valves. It's not the valve's fault. It's the gas you're buying. If you used Chevron with Techron, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
No gasoline cleans better than Chevron with Techron.
No monkeying around now.
Zeba Design in Portland combines form and function to make everyday products easier to use. That's why Zeba picked a local health plan that looks at things the same way. LifeWise. LifeWise offers an open choice of more than 6,000 doctors and caregivers, as well as online health information at your fingertips. After all, when you're thinking outside the box, you don't want a health plan that keeps you in one. LifeWise. It's up to you.
Now you see them, soon you won't. During Volvo's 75th anniversary model year sell down. Get a special lease on the Volvo S60 or factory to retailer clearance incentives on other 2002s. The 2002 Volvos, now disappearing at a retailer near you.
Watch Sports Extra Friday nights at 11:35 on K2.